Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. That's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 22 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show, talking food, yo, and some other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the official podcast of the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last names, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, is my co-host, Reaves. Say what's up.
What's up, people? We're here. We're doing the cooking show, and it's all three of us.
Oh, yeah.
No one else.
So third mic is here.
Let me check in. Say hello to the people, bro.
Hello, yes, I'm here. What happened, little behind the candelabra here, we did have a guest, and so I was going to sit it out, but then I got word that the guest canceled, so then I got tagged back in, so I'm here again. Hello to everyone that missed me. Being a little sporadic this season. Not really being as, losing some days here. I don't know what's going on. What's up with us? As a whole,
The host
Reaves is here. Reaves is consistent.
The hosts of Pod Chef, all three of them were in the same zip code this weekend. Hanging out in person, took a terrible photo that's not going to be used for our new.
I haven't seen it. Is it bad?
Photo. I just assume it is.
I would call it more sad than bad. Like,
okay.
It's like you look at it, and I think a part of the problem is like all of the photos that I've seen, that photo that I've seen, they do a side by side of us from like, whatever it was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can really see what time has done
years.
to us.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the podcast years are bad. Like, I'm like, it's like, at this point, Pod Chef is like 5 in human years. That's like 120 in
at least
podcast years.
I hate going on a date and someone like, how old are you? I'm like, in human years or podcast years?
Yeah. Because if it's in podcast years, I should be buried in the ground.
Yeah. Long dead. Did you dig me up to go on this date?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you like to date the crypt keeper.
Also, how old are you? 18? Is that podcast years?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're 2, and you should not be out here and wear your parents.
Yeah.
And I did take you on a date. I'm not sure why the situation came up. I'm married. I'm not going on dates at all. So it's not a situation that's happening.
Hey, you don't have to tell us this.
Yeah,
Bryan.
tell us. We're all married. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You go on a date and you say, I'll have the wine. She'll have formaldehyde because she likes dead people.
Yeah, she'll drink it.
Then you have to tell the waiter. Let me simplify this joke for you. I am the dead guy here because I'm so old. Because
podcasting.
And they're like, oh, yeah, I love podcasts. And then they'll talk to you. Can we talk about people talking to you about your podcast in real life?
Ooh.
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Do we like that?
It's a thing. It depends on what they have to say. I don't know
People,
about
I have and she listens. I have a coworker who will bring things up from the podcast. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, from your show. And I'm like, what? Because I don't remember anything that ever happens.
Yeah, I have a coworker who'll do that too. Mostly talking about stuff you did, and I zone that out on the podcast. So then when they bring it up, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "that funny thing Bryan did." I was like, "I don't remember that."
Let's go, baby.
I don't remember that at all.
Let's go, baby.
When I tell people that I have a podcast, I just send them clips of the daily, and I'm like, "Don't I sound so great?" And I'm being very informative. I think I give off the vibe that I don't want to talk about my podcast or anything comedy related. So I think people don't want to talk to me. They know I don't want to talk to them about it.
You do have that shirt. You don't wear it all the time. That does say, "Don't talk to me about my podcast." You do have that shirt.
Please don't ask me about my podcast. Yeah. I love
Don't
that
you
one.
have? You also have that shirt that says "Resting Headphones in Face."
Yeah. Resting in peace headphones.
Yeah.
Like so old podcast years. They
Big
age
skull behind it. Yeah.
Freaking skull and 2 bones.
Says me parenthetical underneath it.
Jamal hinted at it. We were all in the same zip code, the same backyard, the same apartment. 2 separate instances yesterday.
2
and
separate
Saturday.
instances.
No, just yesterday was Saturday.
Just yesterday, which was Saturday. Great. So now the lurkers are going to know what day we record.
Pinpoint us. Yeah, you can ping our phones to know where we were.
But we had to take care of some business, didn't we? We had some business because
it was work and play. It was work and play.
Work and play.
Working lunch.
We did. Yeah. We are going to get reimbursed for half the day, from the PodChef account. But we did have something to take care of, didn't we? And this is a good segue into Chefs I Prepared for You, technically. So let's get into it.
Let's
this
talk
is
through
a
it.
segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night. And we present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Untitled Chapter. And this is a very special edition of the podcast family dinner. Because last night we all had the same meal for Chefs I Prepared for You.
Chefs, last night Jamal prepared for us.
As a feedback, and also Bryan had never had it before.
People who listen to the podcast will have heard Jamal talk about his pizza. It's come up.
Yeah.
Friends outside the podcast, he've heard about this pizza. He's been experimenting. It's a thing. We know it's a Detroit-style pizza. There's been talk about it being good. I personally never had it.
Yeah. Never had the opportunity.
Never had it. A lot of skepticism I was getting off of Bryan. If like Bryan was wearing cologne yesterday, it would be skepticism by Calvin Klein.
Oda.
Bullshit.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Oda.
Yeah.
Oda
parfum. Yeah, definitely a toilet. Bryan was not feeling it. He had to like really some hater eyes on.
I had been drinking my Haterade for most of the day.
Yep.
Oh, that's outside. What you were drinking instead of talking to us at that backyard party.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second?
I kept disappearing. Well,
what's going on that you were avoiding Reaves and I?
Didn't want to get seen drinking Haterade. It's a process. It's not as simple as opening your mouth and putting it in. There is only one way to consume Haterade, and it is the butt chug. It is having to soak a tampon and putting it in your butt. It's the only way you can do it.
That's why you're standing like that all day.
That's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I meant, sorry, let me re-say that. That's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way to do it, right?
Well, you can get a tube.
You can get
the tube. You can do the tube.
Yeah.
You get an injection.
Yes.
I like the slow absorption. I don't want to get fucked up too fast with Haterade.
You can get an IV. Yeah. You can get an IV drip.
Straight right into the butthole.
Blood?
Yeah, straight to the butthole.
They can put an IV anywhere.
Yeah, doctors
medicine's
are like,
different, Bryan. They can put an IV anywhere.
Doctors
you can find a vein.
Good butthole veins. Yeah. They're popping.
I got a butthole. Could you IV me, fucker?
The joke works for everything. It's so good. It's so good.
What a timeless movie.
What a great movie.
Yeah, so
and the
Bryan
cat he's on the roof, falls down.
Gosh, that cat.
That's the cat in question that we're talking about with the nipples.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Bryan disappeared a bunch at this party. We were celebrating our friend's 50th birthday. Me and Reaves were like talking, and then we're like, where is Bryan? Why is he not trying to hang out? He hasn't seen us face to face in months. You know, he's didn't want to see me when I was in New York. He didn't want to support DEI stuff. And then he came down here, and I was sick for an entire week. So I couldn't go to his thing because I was trying to be smart, not spread my germs.
Yeah.
So here's his opportunity to hang with the co-host. And I'm like, the only thing I could come up with as to why you didn't want to hang out with us is you're following the rules of the podcast, which is rule number 1, don't fall in love.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we've done this online thing for so long now, and there's a little disconnect there. So it's easy to not do it this way, electronically.
Right.
In person, one, there's pheromones happening.
Yeah.
And that's just body chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Got
It
nothing
gets
to
real
do with
stinky.
personality and looks. Yeah, it's just the stink.
Yeah, it's just that stank.
It's just that stank.
Yep.
You can't not do that. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then there's different things. There's like the perfume. I was wearing the eau de parfum, and you know, I just didn't want to do that. Of course, also
Was
didn't
wearing your signature shorts, camo shorts.
Oh yeah. I won't be caught. I won't be caught without them. You
If I
catch me
go to your
outside and it's
funeral-
above 70 and I'm not wearing camo shorts. Have been taken over by a pod person. Check me. Get
I
in.
will.
Look at my
I
face and see if there's light behind my eyes, and then probably being mech'd by a little alien inside of my head, meching me around.
Those are the
I-
only people that could find you anyway, because in those camo shorts, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been part of the problem is I couldn't locate you.
You guys couldn't find me.
I could only
Top
see your
half
top
me was
half,
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
We were
was
just floating
Brian's-
around.
Brian's bottom third is gone.
Yeah, you could see my legs and my torso and head, but not the middle part of me.
Well,
So that's what I was
so-
doing. But no, it was a good party for Night 59. We did do a little. Let's say this. I'm gonna say it, and guys, I'm sorry to bring it up here on the podcast. There was a live band karaoke, and I am the only one that did it out of the three of us. Why
That
is
is a lie.
No, okay. Reeves did "Let
So-
It Go."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Reeves did a song. Bryan did a song, and I think everyone listening knows exactly why I didn't do a song,
Why is that?
because I don't do that, and you know that.
I
You know
didn't
that
want to
about
do
me.
it, but I think people
You
expected me to do it.
sing though. You were on a
That's
singing
why people
improv
expected
team.
me to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one expects me to do it, and
That's why you
thus
should
no
do
one
it.
is disappointed when I
Left
don't do it.
field.
Well, you could have done what Bryan did,
Hold on,
which
hold on,
was
Reeves. Hold
okay,
on,
go
Reeves.
ahead.
Brian.
Yeah.
I made a promise to my baseball coach, who put me in left field a bunch, because he didn't want me riling up the team and creating a mutiny. I'm never coming out of left field again.
Reeves, you have something to
Shortstop
say?
till I drop.
Um,
Don't work anymore.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. I looked at our audio and realized nothing was there moving, and I'm like, I'm sure it's fine, but
It's moving on my side.
it did.
And if it's not,
terrify me.
and then if it's not, you're welcome, people. We won't get an episode this week. You can take that off your list.
Yeah, the one thing you don't have to listen to. Bryan also did, I think, at one point argue with the band and with the man that was.
Yeah,
With the
what was happening
guitar.
there?
You did
You're
get a
giving
little
some
sassy with
pushback?
him. That
You
I
get-
do have it on video. You saying it's higher than that. It's higher.
I do think he started a little low,
Uh-huh.
and I was ready to go in high. I ready to come in, so
Wow.
I was doing something to talk about.
Yeah.
Classic songs. People
People
talking about people, and he started it kind of low, and I was like, "Where are we going with this?"
Yeah.
They got there. You know, you got to do it. If people ask for it, you got to do it. I'm back in town. People I
Who
haven't
asked
seen in
for
a
it?
decade.
People
Oh,
wanted it.
everyone's
Okay.
like, Brian, what are you gonna do? Brian, you doing something? Brian, you on your phone looking at lyrics? Yes, I am. Brian, you listening to a song on YouTube so you can get the melody? Yes, I am. What are you gonna do? Come on, Brian, you gotta do something. Hey, man, you're the comedy. You did musical improv. You gotta do it, man. I know you can
Mhm.
sing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Fucking everyone want. You're not gonna get the people not what they want.
Yeah.
So I did it. I half-assed it. I didn't make eye contact with anyone while I did it. I could have
No.
looked at the crowd while I sang.
I was constantly trying to get eye contact to try and make you laugh because I was trying to do little tiny funny bits, and you would not look at anyone.
I was on the
So I was
ground.
like, okay,
Reeves was
well,
like a
all right,
proud father at a recital.
yeah.
Yeah, he's holding his.
front with his
Reeves had
cans.
his iPad up, recording it
Yep.
with his iPad.
I did do something very similar, which was very funny to me. And then I was kind of like, I could probably commit to this the whole song. That's something I usually do.
Mhm.
And then I was like, Brian's not even looking at me right now.
What the point?
Well, I'm not even playing with someone, so I might as well just back off. But
Okay,
you did
I'm
sing
on.
a song, and it was lovely, and it sounded great.
Thank you. So Jamal made pizza for us.
Mm,
I get to Jamal's apartment after said party. I've had 2 beers. Over 4 hours, I'm great. That's how you live life. Plenty of time, everything's good. He's got a big jar of dough sitting there in like an industrial kitchen, like measured giant plastic thing that you would store like 100 gallons of soup in or whatever, sitting there with dough. Great, cool, let's do it. Like, he gets it out, he oils the pan. He's got every type of infused oil. He's got like butter infused oil, pepper infused oil, THC infused oil, which he didn't use, but he said he could if I wanted it. He said, "You sure? You sure?"
I said, "Do you want a weed? You want a munchies pizza?"
He said, "You're trying to get hungry after you eat pizza." And then he started, put it in the thing and put his fingers all in it. And then he put a towel over it. Then he let it sit, and then he made a sauce. Opened the can, his tomato can, blop. Frickin' spices, blop. Cook that. Takes
Fresh
this
garlic,
cheese.
blop.
I'm not gonna tell you what kind of cheese.
No,
It's a
keep
big
that
old.
hidden.
It's a block of cheese that I learned that he gets mailed to him, or he gets it presto ordered and picks it up at the farmer's market. Yes,
No, mailed.
gets it in the mail.
The cheese mail.
The cheese mail. The cheese guy comes.
Cheese from the cheese mail.
Oh God, the cheese man. I hate that guy.
He
always
knows
gives
what
me-
he's got.
Can we
He
say it?
does. Yeah,
Can
go
we
ahead.
say it? He stinks.
He does smell.
He does. Thank you, Jamal. And I kept
I'll
telling my
just say
mom
it.
that. I was like, I don't like the cheese man. He stinks. And she's like,
Yeah.
I think you should be a little bit nicer to the cheese man. I'm like, I don't know why he keeps coming to my birthday party.
And taking off his shoes.
He had taken off his shoes. He always has a gift. And then he hugs me and he says, I love you. And he's crying.
You got those birthday cards that say like, I wish that I could tell you everything. Happy birthday, here's $5. And it's
What?
always like a cheese coupon.
And the money stinks to high heaven.
And that stinks.
What are
It's
you
one of
even
those
going to
old
tell me,
$5
cheese
bills.
man?
And whenever he comes around, your dad gets really upset.
And my dad also, who's so cool and can hit a home run if he wanted to, hates the cheese man just like I
Hates
do.
it.
And he encourages me to hate the cheese man.
You can't. It's not. But he's got to come around. You got to get the cheese somehow.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
birthdays and birthday. You can't not get the cheese and birthday gifts.
Every morning, the cheese man comes and drops off your block of cheese.
He's always seems to be there before you wake up too. He's there super early.
He's there very early, often leaving my house when I'm getting home from school as well.
Yeah, he's already been there twice.
Yes.
I think the one time, I think it's intentional. Your dad doesn't run into him very much. Your dad hates him so much that they
Yeah.
never cross paths.
Yeah.
I think my dad has sorted out something where he knows, like, you can't come drop off the cheese that I need dropped off at my house twice a day, every single day, while I am around. Just
Yes.
do it while I'm out of the
Yeah.
office, while I'm
Yeah.
on work trips. So, he comes
Remember
a lot
when your
during the
dad
weekend.
got so angry? He came home and he went to his bedroom and said, "It smells like cheese in here."
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Got super pissed.
Yeah.
Went into the fridge. Threw out all the dairy products in a rage. Shoved them down the garbage disposal. Fuck that up.
Yeah,
It
that
smelled
really
like
ruined.
cheese.
That ruined
Yeah.
the pipe. The plumbing was fucked forever.
And then the plumber comes over. I also hate that guy.
That guy stinks too.
It fucking sucks. He's
Same.
always at Christmas.
And for some reason,
Always.
whenever they all three show up, Mamma Mia starts playing by ABBA. ABBA.
Abba.
ABBA.
Bah.
ABBA.
So the pizza that Jamal was making had a very, very nice cheese.
Yes, gets this nice cheese out. I'm like, oh, cool. You gonna shred it by hand? And he goes, you don't shred this cheese. You cube it. So he Mark Cubans the cheese. I
Which is
say-
a joke I said. Don't try and steal that. I said that. You just tried to repurpose it like it was your own joke.
It's a good joke. I said it. Gives me a little taste of the cheese. I go, it's good. It's subtle. It's nice. He says, yeah, I know. It's a special order. I get it in the mail. Cheese man comes. He smells bad. He stinks. And he's rude because he knows what he's got. He knows what he's got. You can't be like, what do you got? You can't be mean to him. You need him, and he knows it.
Yeah,
He'll let you
I
know
need
it.
him. I'm
Then-
not good at small talk, but I have to make small talk when he shows up.
At some
It's a
point,
long drive.
At some point, I asked Jamal if he was going to put the sauce on bottom or cheese on top, and he told me, but then he did it. And I was like, that's not what you said. He said, no, yes. And I got confused. So we did go dough, cheese, sauce. But here's what he does.
Do, re, mi, cheese.
He does dough, the bottom of the pizza, cheese. It goes on after dough, sauce. He pours it 2 single lines. So yeah, the pizza. He cooks the pizza, just the dough and the cheese, pulls it out. He does put the spicy sauce on there, but he's like, I don't know, put some spicy sauce on there.
I didn't put enough. Probably, if I put it all in the dough like I normally do, every single bite would have been more tingly for you.
It did have a tingle, back of the throat tingle. Pizza comes out. It's just cheese pizza. Looks great. Looks good. Then he takes his little spoon, his little ladle sauce thing, makes 2 little lines across the top on 4 cuts of pizza, 8 slices. And he goes, dig in, boys. I get my fork and my knife ready, and I go for it. And I'll tell you what. Thought I was eating crow. I really had to eat my... I wasn't eating pizza. I was eating my words. That's what I was eating.
Yeah.
Because it tasted good. It was really good. It was solid. It was solid pie. It was really good. So when Jamal says that he makes good pizza, he's not lying, everyone.
We were certain that you would be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's
One
not
of
that
the
bad.
things
It's
we
not that
talked
good.
about when you wouldn't talk to us at the party was, what do you think Brian's gonna say about the pizza that he has later? He'll probably say it's all right.
Oh yeah, Reaves showed up when the pizza was just perfect. Nailed timing. He was right there. Pizza came in the oven. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
I get a text that says, Jamal's making a pizza. Do you want to come over? And I said, I'm there right now. Open the door. There's just a cloud of an outline of my body in my house. I move
Why
so
is smelling
fast.
cheese in the hallway.
So yeah, we all had that. Chefs last night. Jamal prepared for us a delicious Detroit style cheese pizza, homemade with love, and it was really good. It was really enjoyable. Did you bring your sides home for your lovely wife, Reaves?
I did, and she was very happy about it. She
Hey.
I opened the door, and she was on the opposite end of our house, and she was like,
Big
"Is that a
house, huge
slice
house,
for me?"
Huge house. She's
Huge
got
house is
binoculars on.
huge.
She's
Yeah.
across the room. She's got a telescope out.
It's basically like an opera. She's up at the very top with binoculars.
The little tiny ones.
But it's like, yeah, little tiny ones, but they go out real far,
Yeah.
all the way almost to my forehead. And she's like, is that a pizza? She's got a megaphone too.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's for you.
pizza for me?
And she hits
Bring
the
it up.
alarm
Bring it
button by
up
accident.
here.
Reaves, is that a pizza for
Yeah.
me? It looks like a pizza.
Hold on. Let me.
Wait, I can't stop it.
Sous chef. going
Press the
crazy.
button.
Under the bed.
Losing his mind.
She loved it. Jamal, do you want to go through what's, or I guess Bryan pretty much
I did good,
said
right?
everything that you would want to say, right?
Everything you want to hear, yeah.
I didn't give away trade secrets.
I will
I
say
was
this.
sworn to secrecy. I did have to sign an NDA. I did have to sign a DNR. He made me sign this DNR.
Yes.
It always made me laugh.
DNR, do not renigger.
Title of the episode.
I'm allowed to say the DNR part. I can't say what it stands for.
Yep. Bryan said everything you want to hear. I do want to say, which I told Bryan and Reaves last night, this pizza that they had was not even one of the better ones that I've made recently.
Said it wasn't his best work.
I'm disappointed in myself in
Amazing.
how it came out technically.
If anything,
it was
you're
great.
a perfectionist. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to be your undoing because it's, you're going to be like a Mozart, at some point. You can never really. Actually, that's pretty good. Maybe we can do that. We'll write that script. And it's you are the Mozart character. I'm the Salieri. And you are coming up with the pizza idea. And I'm like writing it and I'm baking it. And then you die.
Yeah. And there's just a sign on me that says it could have been better.
We could do like a whole menagerie of movies and TV shows about this situation. Like I could do like a Whiplash situation where like Jamal, of course, is Miles Teller. I guess Reaves could be the J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
And it's just like it's not quite my pizza. Not quite my pizza. Do you eat this? Just do my pizza. Not quite my pizza. And then you sue him. I forget how that movie ends. I think he tries to sue him, but he ends up winning or something. I don't know. Can't beat the guy. He's just too good. He does
Reaves
too
has
good.
had multiple iterations of this pizza now. Reeves kind of has seen it change. Is there anything you're noticing with the pizza quality, the difference from the ones you've had in the past to the one you had yesterday? For
I mean,
those who are not as lucky to have multiple pizzas.
Yeah, I do feel blessed. It's always great, and it's always very hearty, and in the best way possible. I would say last night was, and maybe this is recency bias, my favorite one that I've had.
Wow.
But now, Bryan went over this, but reiterate this to me. When you make your pizza, you put the sauce on top. There's no sauce ever underneath. Or do you sometimes put it underneath the cheese?
No, I sometimes do. Here's the issue with cooking in a Detroit-style pan and putting sauce underneath, and this is insider stuff.
One Eminem is there the whole time giving you critiques, and he micromanages like a motherfucker, and he does cuss a lot.
Yeah.
He says like,
so
I
it's
see
like,
you put in the pan and they're wrong. Stand.
You can't be in your mom's kitchen or your grandma's kitchen, your nana's kitchen. The episode. Yeah.
So you put the sauce in there on the bottom in a Detroit-style pan. The sauce goes around the ring and kind of makes the dough stick to the ring wall.
I see.
Whereas if you put just the cheese and the grease, it will release. So that's one of the issues. It won't what?
Molly Ringwald.
Okay.
16 candles.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club.
So
Not Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club? Breakfast Club, yeah.
Okay.
That's the issue. Or if I do it, I have to make like a gap in the center so I don't put the sauce all the way to the edges. So there's a gap because it's going to spread.
Yeah. Got to pull somewhere.
So it's just easier. It might be one of the reasons why Detroit style is done with the sauce on top.
It was good. I look at the pizza. Right. There's not sauce, wall-to-wall sauce when he presents his pizza to me. It's like if it's a 4-inch pizza, there's sauce in the middle two. My brain goes, it's not enough sauce. Well, that's the first thing my brain did.
Oh, no.
Well, hold on. Can I say something? That is just a stylistic choice. Now, I could have put sauce all over the top of the pizza, and you could have asked for it. I had extra. You saw I had extra sauce.
You did have extra.
I could have put more sauce. Had you said, "Hey, can I have a little more sauce on my slices?"
I would have done that.
I would have put more.
I don't think it needed it. I think I was my brain, and we all know Bryan Jackson loves a lot of food. When little things are little, and the chef's like, "That's too big." I'm Tom Colicchio. Shut up.
You love a big serve.
Make it bigger. So I was like, this could use a little more sauce. But it was good. It's good. It had a great. I mean, it did. Yeah, it did.
That's why you smoothed, smothered your sauce all around your slice.
Did I do that?
I did see that too. And then I was like, should I be doing that? And I was like, no, that's disrespectful. The chef is here.
No, I did see you do that. I was like, I mean, you could have asked for more sauce.
Now
you had an amount you wanted on there, and I was going to go with it. You were the chef.
Yeah, I like that. Again, that's just for the
pizza.
Aesthetic shot. Like I've seen it at other Detroit style places where they put it on the entire slice. Other places do a diagonal Detroit dollop. Some do a vertical on the slice.
Oh yeah, I've seen them kind of do like a little
So
Charlie Brown
I just
t-shirt.
chose that way.
I like the choice because you can see more of the pizza, and like if you were bringing it to the table and you were doing table side saucing, you could say
you kneel down, elbows on the table.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, depends on how professional this restaurant is.
How buttoned up you are, or buttoned down.
Yeah. You could tell them you have the option to spread this around, or I can bring you more sauce.
Yeah.
And when they ask for more sauce, you spit in their face.
You shame them. Yeah. Okay, fatty.
Or if they say, no, this is enough sauce, and then you walk away and you're kind of serving on the tables and you look over and they're spreading it around with their fork, you come by and say, I thought you said you didn't want more sauce.
Or you think I wouldn't see what you're doing?
Well, I don't want more sauce. I have enough, but you spread the sauce all the way around, which means you wanted sauce on every piece of your pizza. I could have done that for you.
There's only so many times you can tell someone to change your food before you have to just let it go. This morning,
you didn't say it once.
This morning I ordered coffee and I said, give me a little bit of milk. The server put a lot of milk in there. And I said, this is too much milk. Can you do less? And then she poured out a little bit of the drink and put more coffee in there. It was still very milky. And I just went, thank you. And left.
Very milky.
Didn't drink it, threw it away, got a different coffee at another coffee shop.
Did you go to the place that I told you about?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just say it, Lost Sock Coffee.
Yeah.
And this is where it happened?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no.
They
Bryan.
milked my coffee. I said,
Literally.
in their defense, the person I ordered to didn't make the coffee. But she didn't put in the little notes.
Splash.
Just change the color of the coffee. All I wanted.
Just
I want
tiny
I want it to be from dark, just a little lighter. Nope.
Brian's coffee was like someone dropped a little bit of coffee in milk.
Yeah. It tasted like milk, so I didn't drink it. I bought another one from a different place.
It should be
You
noted.
did? You went somewhere else?
Yeah, I went to Potter's Book and Coffee Place.
I see.
Yeah, Potter's house, you mean?
Yeah, and then I didn't add coffee to. Didn't add milk to. Because didn't need it. It wasn't strong.
Yeah.
So
Well,
This is
a book too.
A very good coffee shop. That Bryan
It is nice.
Talking about.
Look nice.
They do good coffee there.
I'm sorry, Brian.
They did fuck my shit up.
You should have told me that you really wanted this done, and I would have activated Black Refund mode. I don't really get to do it that often, but if you wanted your coffee made right, I could have activated Black Refund mode and gotten you a new coffee, and probably gotten you on the news as well. If that's what you want. There's different levels to it, but I definitely could have got you a coffee made proper. I mean, as soon as I turned to anyone in that place and I started saying, "What the hell happening here? Black man coming in here looking for some coffee. Can't even get coffee made right no more. What y'all doing?"
Shut the place.
No
down.
one's arguing with that guy. Everyone is like, "How do I get him out of here? What does he need?"
Yeah,
get him whatever he wants. Get him out of here.
How can I help you, sir?
I wanna look at here, sugar dumpling. I want a black coffee with just a dollop of gentrification in it. Can you give me that? I want it to look like the white people just starting to move in. Now look at this coffee. This coffee is
still a little dangerous in the neighborhood. That's what it would look like.
Look at this coffee. I'm jogging at midnight, and this coffee you gave me.
My white friend here, he's walking his kids at midnight.
No. I want coffee that makes me still lock my doors at night.
I want coffee where there's people hanging on my front porch, just sitting on my steps. This ain't their house.
Yeah. Look at this coffee you gave me. There's so many gay couples that move into the neighborhood. This coffee. I want a coffee that's just getting a gay couple in here.
That should be. You should make a coffee shop, and that's how you order drinks.
Yeah. I love the idea of like, would you like some gentrification in your coffee?
How much gentrification would you
I
like
do not coffee? Because I am an ally. Yeah. I drink my coffee black. So
just keep that in mind, Brian. Next time, if you're ever out somewhere and you want someone to give you service, you feel like you've been wronged. I can't activate it. I can't do it. I can't abuse it because that's what's happening now. Can't abuse it, but every now and then I can cash it.
You gotta pull. Yeah, you gotta push the button sometimes. So let's choose.
We should.
The rules are: you choose what you like best. Can't choose yourself, and if it's a tie, you gotta do it again. Can't choose the same. Choose.
Yep.
Jamal, go first.
I'm going to choose Bryan for such a great review of the meal.
And I am also going to choose Bryan.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to choose. I mean, I got to choose them all, right? I cannot choose them all.
Yeah.
Or man who made the pizza. Second place earned in this one, Jamal. Congratulations.
Yes. Finally.
What's the name of this episode?
Since I'm the only one who made something this week, there will be no restaurant war here. We'll be right back after this.
Podchap.
Welcome back.
And I'll stop us all, dude, so it'll get taken down.
Yeah. Welcome back to Pod Chef. This is Top Chef Season 22, Episode 8, Restaurant Wars.
Isn't it Restaurant
Reaves.
Wards with a D?
I said Wars.
But isn't it Wards this episode?
It's Restaurant Wars.
It's not Wards? Are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were doing a bit.
Yeah,
it is
like,
just
what?
Wars because that's what it always is.
No, it's literally if you go, look, type in into your Google machine, Top Chef, Season 22, Episode 8, and tell me what it says. It
says Wars on mine.
This is fake news. I looked it up.
The one for Google says Wards.
It says Wars on Wikipedia for Top
Chef. Which is always
Google says Wards.
And the episode in Peacock says Wars.
I don't know why it said Wards on Google, but it does. People who don't believe me, it might be fixed by when you go, just so people know behind Candelabra. But today is May the 4th, Star Wars. It does say Wards on Google. It
Bryan's
says
been
S22
compromised.
E8 Restaurant Wards with a D.
Yeah.
And I kept watching the episode being like, what? Why is it called that?
When will the wards come in?
Yeah, they never showed up. When are the wards going to get here? Is it going to be like in a hospital? It wasn't.
I was thinking like, sections of like the District of Columbia or a location, like a ward.
Stuff off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could say ward.
It's like your child, the person you take care of, your ward.
Your ward. So this is Restaurant Wars or Wards. Now, I don't want to keep talking about this, but is it wards or ward?
S, plural. Wards.
Plural. Okay. All right. So let me take that again. All right. 3, 2, 1. Clap. This is Top Chef Season 22, Episode 8, Restaurant Wars, or, depending on if you are Googling it, Restaurant Wards.
It does say that.
And this is episode 324 overall.
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, they've done a lot. Original air date is May 1st, 2025. So we open on the chefs hanging out in their common area. Shuai is like, I didn't think I'd make it this far. And the audience is thinking the exact same thing about Shuai.
Yeah.
Can't believe you're still here, buddy.
Captain Mise en place.
Yeah, he's just trying to sabotage other people. That's what he's known for. And then also his performance in this episode. So it does annoy me. I'm going to do a couple of different complaining about Top Chef this season in this episode, but this up top reminded me that it's like, I think they have to live together. I think we are missing a key piece of drama and connection between the chefs if they just are in separate hotel rooms and they come together in a common room just sometimes.
Yeah.
You're removing too much.
Yeah, I miss that element. And that's, I don't need them like drunkenly fighting with each other or shaving each other's heads while they're sleeping, but I would like to see a little more like interaction, have them bring that stuff to the show. Like I've watched you like pick your feet all day in bed next to me because we're sharing a room.
Yeah.
In our little twin beds. It's like probably like the challenge setup. Like there's a bunch of little twin beds in there. And so like I watch you pick your feet all day. We're here now and I'm like mad at you about that. So that comes up subconsciously in what I'm doing. That helps the show out.
It builds relationships.
Yeah.
Positive
character
and
development.
negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get a knock at the door and then a letter is slipped under. It says Top Chef on it. And
who is this for?
Who's this for? They're like, wait a second.
Is Top Chef here?
Like cheese.
They open it. It's the newspaper for tomorrow. I'm like, wait a second. It's May 2nd, 2025. Doesn't make any sense.
It's Coach from Friday Night Lights.
That was a good show. So it just says head to a warehouse. They head to the warehouse. Again, I don't want to complain. You go ahead, Bryan. You start.
Don't do this. If you are at home and a letter goes underneath your door that says go to a warehouse, don't do that.
Now you tell me not to do it.
Honey, got a letter. Got to go to a warehouse.
No.
Oh, you got to go to the warehouse again.
That's what the letter says,
This
dear.
is the 5th time this week you've been to the warehouse. What happens at the warehouse I'm not allowed to go to? Don't go, folks.
Yeah.
Bad things happen at warehouses when you don't know what's happening there.
Well, and we find out this warehouse very dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Most
of them are.
Yeah. It's like a construction
Classic
site.
warehouse.
Yeah, like clean warehouse. That's
So-
a house. You live in that.
I don't live in a warehouse. I live in a house.
I live in a here house.
This house is here. I don't
Where
need to
I
tell
am.
people where it is. I'm certainly not telling people on this podcast where it is.
No, they'll find out. They have their ways.
The chefs arrive at this warehouse and they are met by our esteemed hosts, Kristen and Nina, aka who should have won Top Chef New Orleans. We will get there. Fans, we will get there. Trust us, we will get there. I think if my math is right, it won't be until 2026. And a second guest judge, Janet Zuccarini.
Who is a judge, Top Chef Canada. Last week they had the host Top Chef Canada. This week we're doing. I don't know why we're doing this.
Why can't they all just be on one episode and get rid of them?
Exactly. You can't get anyone else. Are you out of Canadian celebs? So you're pulling in people from your other show. Where's Jim Carrey? Where's Will Ferrell?
Pamela Anderson.
Where's Pamela Anderson?
Drake?
Where's Drake?
Yes.
Where's Justin Bieber?
Where's Drake with a quickfire coffee cake?
Drake with a coffee
Challenge.
cake? It'd be really funny. I'd watch the hell out of that. I tell you, I tend to not watch the show when I don't do the podcast. So I started watching tonight, and they did the food stuck on quickfire, and I was like, that's weird doing a quickfire before Restaurant Wars. And then I realized I was watching the wrong episode. But I did like that quickfire. Continue, Reaves. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Massimo, and this is kind of a thread throughout the episode, I think he's got a little bit of a crush on...
What's giving it away?
Well, he mentions a couple of things about her. And then later in the episode, there is a comment about... I'll get to it, but it's a very subtle comment about maybe him winking at her a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is all on game for Massimo. We learn a lot about Massimo this episode.
Yeah,
he also
especially when
gets
he's front
taken
of
down
house.
at one point.
Heavy Massimo.
So the elimination challenge here is it's Restaurant Wars. We all know it. We don't really need to go into it. But the only specific we will give you here is each team is responsible for developing a 3-course menu, with each course offering 2 different options.
I like that.
It's fine. I think they have tried to adjust Restaurant Wars as much as possible to get the best food out of everyone.
Yeah.
So that's like, because I feel like in past years, it's like they've had like so many dishes. It's like a 9-course tasting menu, and it's been a disaster. So they try to make it a little bit easier.
I appreciate that.
How do we feel? So they pick the teams, but the teams are drawn by the knife block.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that versus the old schoolyard pick'em?
I don't like it as much. I mean,
not super fun of it, but it's also leaves more up to fate.
It does.
Yeah.
I would have liked. I love the schoolyard pick'em. That's fun.
I gotta say, Vinny during this knife block picking is like, I don't want to be on team with Tristan because he's got immunity, and so you're at a higher chance of going home. But it's like, Vinny, if you're really paying attention, and not worried about telling everyone that you worked at that restaurant that you keep mentioning, you would notice that Tristan has won immunity the last 3 episodes. And he's still winning. And so he's kind of proven that he's not taking the short road on any of these challenges. So you should want to be with Tristan.
Yeah. I don't want Steph Curry on my team because he's already won the championship a couple of times. So he's not going to be motivated. Like, I think he maybe is just real good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
That might be it.
Because if we lose, I'll get traded. You're not going to lose, though, because he's good. He's going to put the team on his back. Like Greg Jennings.
Yeah.
Mad football.
So.
Yeah, they had randomly picked. The teams, I think, are lopsided from this pick.
They are. So I have a let me go over the teams real quick. It's Bailey, Cesar, Paola, and Shuai on one team. And then there's Lana, Massimo, Tristan, and Vinny on another team. So
powerhouse.
That's a powerhouse team. I do have a change that I think helps. So if Lana maybe goes to Lana and Paola, or Lana and maybe Shuai switch, maybe that balances it a little bit more.
Yeah. Otherwise, the way it panned out, I was like, oh, this looks like this team's got it. This team's going to win it easy.
And so we all know the 2 roles that you must play on a team in Restaurant Wars are executive chef and front of house. So we hear Shuai. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about Shuai. The whole team itself feels a little quiet. And there's not like a clear front of house person, which is why I offered the switch of Lana over there, because we see Lana kind of arguing with Massimo about front of house, and I feel like maybe Lana would have done a good job with it. Shawai says, I work in an open kitchen, so I'm comfortable talking to people. I can turn on the charm when I need to. And that's when I thought, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, that he was the most like forward facing person in that group was kind of like, ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. On that team, I think the person that would have the most like charm, I think Bailey might have been the go-to for that. I think she's like awkward and funny enough to like make it work and like it be a fun experience.
I think Bailey has the most charisma and seems the most kind of like social that could have worked a room a little bit. Yeah. But I think Bailey is smart because people that game Restaurant Wars know you're just a line cook. A lot of times you're out of the line of fire of elimination.
Yep. Unless you totally shit the bed on your 2 dishes, you're good.
They might bring your name up, but unless you don't fuck up massively, you're probably fine.
Yeah, unless you like hammer the fish or whatever, you're like fine.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
So
I do like that they gave them like an amount of time to do everything all at once first day. Like go name your team right now, pick your food right now, pick your EC and your front of house, and then go shop and you have 4 hours to do everything. I thought that was fun. That was a good way to do the show.
I think it's a pretty efficient way, and it kind of gets you to what you want to get to.
Yeah.
Just real quick, the team names is Bailey and Paolo's team is Nona Pipon, and then the Massimo and Tristan team is Flora plus Fuana
with PHs.
Yes, with PHs.
Before they debuted the name, it was pitched on the other team, Bonappa Pipon, which I liked a lot. I thought that was going to be the name. I was bummed out when it was Nona Pipon. I love Bonappa Pipon. That's a lot of fun to say.
Where are you going?
Everyone's a rider.
I'm going to go to Bonappa Pipon.
Oh, you're going to Bonappa Pipon? Can you grab me? What do I want from Bonappa Pipon?
You can call it BAP.
Yeah, BAP.
I'm going to BAP.
Oh, I love everything they have there. It's so good.
I love BAPs.
So
Burger BAPs.
BAPs. After they establish roles,
we do the BAP.
The monster BAP. The team sit down to start planning their menu, and our friend Massimo starts with a couple of ideas.
All right. I have an idea.
Okay.
We could do 6 dishes that represent the different stages of Canada. So, something French, something English, because they colonized after the French.
The music is so shady.
Did you have some things written down? He's EC, so...
I love when the producers give like shady, like Drag Race as a conflict. They'll like do music. like this guy's an idiot. Perfect.
Totally works for Drag Race. I think it's fine. If I were to note it, I would say it doesn't need the music. It speaks for itself. It's a wonderful, real moment that everyone has been in. A group project or a project at work where someone comes in hot with an idea and then it's like crickets.
No one likes it.
We were like, let's just see if we can kind of wait them out.
Well, yeah,
they'll get a little tired and then we can start working.
Who's got anything else? Let's just toss out ideas. Anything else?
It's a great idea. He also was like, okay, people aren't happy with this. Second idea, how about we do the history of America? We'll do the whole English part, that colonization. We'll do the part where they kill the Native Americans. We'll do that part. We'll do maybe we'll do the slavery part, and we'll do that.
We'll make a statement out of it. It'll be, you'll know that we don't like it. I do like on the other side, Tristan's like, let's do vegetable forward. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
Ew.
And he just pulled rank and he was like, no, I'm EC, we're doing this.
Yeah.
They're like, so no meat at all? They're like, no, there'll still be meat in the sauce.
Yeah.
But then there were still big things of meat and they got dinged for it later.
Yeah. Vinny was like, I gotta have a big chunk of pork in there. You can't just be a sauce. But he did. You are right. The way he was like, yeah, there'll be meat in the sauce.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll show some pictures. You can bring up your phone and bring up pictures. That's going to be the only on there.
This meat, right? You like this?
You like
That's
that?
not in this.
He's kind of showing everyone his phone, like a picture of a steak. He's like, take a good long look. It's the last time you're going to be seeing any meat in the next 48 hours.
Here's your mushrooms.
I don't like going to a restaurant that makes it a point to tell me that they're vegetable forward. Okay, got it.
What are you backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, I now I know what you're forward into. What are you backing into?
Yeah.
What are you doing that thing when the Hummer turns its wheels sideways and Crab walks into it? LeBron James is driving. What are you doing there? Good commercial.
Honestly, this is a vegetable forward restaurant, and as forward as we're going, we often fall back into some grains.
We're
So
always
look
one
out.
step forward to vegetables, 2 step backs into fucking meat. It's gonna happen. We're gonna fuck up. Progress is not consistent. There's always back. You can't just. There's no
Zigzags.
straightforward. It's
Obama.
You gotta do 4 years of good and 8 years of bad. Just how life works. Can't fix it. Shouldn't try to fix it because people 200 years ago said it should do this way, and they're not going to change it and make it work better. Fuck that. They knew what they were doing. We're not going to make anything work better. That's what happened. Sorry. Can't change it. Thomas fucking Jefferson said do it this way, so we're doing it. And that's vegetable forward food.
All of that on a small menu.
Yeah, that's all there.
That's all there.
Tiny little print.
Tiny print opened of the menu.
And Paula's team decides to do family style Latin / Italian food. Perfectly fine. Safe.
Easy, yeah. They don't do it family style, though.
So in presentation, it looked that way. And one of the critiques, I'll fast forward to this, that they have by one of the freaks that comes to the restaurant is that like the number of items of food that come per dish doesn't make sense with the amount of people you would normally have in a family style setting. So it's like you get an order and it comes with 2, but it's like this is family style though. So
there's like 5 of us. Mom,
and
Dad.
If this is an Italian place, don't ask them to cut it for you. Okay.
We know how that turns out.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get embarrassed.
Side eyes, loud sighing. You take the fork and the knife.
It's 50 euros. Ha ha ha. Most seriously, it's 50 euros.
Half of them split up, go to Whole Foods Market. The other half go to some nice market.
Yeah,
the
Lawrence
Whole Foods Market.
Whole Foods
I like that
Market.
they brought back picking the plates. I always liked that. I love picking the plates. I love that. That's a good part of the show.
Yeah. So here's a question: did they go to another place?
I think they brought them to them. I think they were there.
Because it looked like they just put up some carpets and some like maybe some sheets over the wall, and they were like, and now you are in a furniture store.
What if? And maybe I'll ask Tom about this because this is really breaking the whole thing. If I ruin the show, I apologize. But if they tell them what they want their dishes to be, what their vibe's going to be for the restaurant, you pause shooting, someone goes out, they bring stuff, they pick all their stuff, and they have them pretend to be shopping in this room for plates and dishes.
Yeah.
I don't see them go, they don't go no to that. Everything there is what they like already.
Yeah.
I think this was fake.
They're going around like, I love this.
Ooh, and this, which I've never seen before, is nice.
And this too, let's, go ahead, let's charge it up. And then it's like that you see them going by and the whole place is empty.
The camera just pans away and then someone's like, are we done yet? Shut up.
Shut up.
Everyone shut up. This kind of goes back to my whole, I like Top Chef a lot. I think all the chefs are very interesting, but everything kind of looks the same this season. It doesn't look like they are in other places or doing other things.
They go nowhere else.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a cheap thing or I don't know. It's not. I like it when they have different restaurants. My wife pointed this out to me. I think she's right. When the judges have to go, they split and they had 2 people each time so they can see different times of service and they like switch the judges. I think that's smart.
Yeah,
They didn't do it this time,
when
though.
the group is bigger. Or they have them do a whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then when it showed the preview for next week's episode, I was like, oh, maybe they'll finally go to Montreal. Nope, they're just back in the Top Chef kitchen again, and they're doing spy shit or something. I don't know.
Lasers.
Just go somewhere else.
I wonder if it's a new administration thing.
The Kristen Kish thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the new executive orders Christian Kish put on the show.
Well, the first thing she did when she came in was she was like, I got to do some cuts here. There's a lot of fat that I will be trimming, and I'm going to be saving us some money.
Yeah.
And that's why there's no colanders. Colanders?
Yeah, colander. She fired the colander guy, but that was on accident.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, he's
Well,
back. It's
well
fine.
she could bring him back if she wants.
Yeah, well, that's
She
why
doesn't want
Bailey
to.
couldn't Roboku, because the Roboku guy's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wonder Roboku it, but, like, the Roboku guy's gone.
Yeah.
But he's packing his shit up. Yeah, good luck Roboku and stuff. Putting his stuff in his little box. Don't call me when you need a Roboku. You ever come up with almonds? They're gonna be whole.
Guess
See
my
ya.
badge doesn't work, so I'm going to go home.
Can I get my personal belongings from the desk? No? Great. Roboku guy out. My wife is gonna leave me. The Roboku guy. I like him. I don't like the cheese guy. Roboku guy I like.
Yeah, he's a good. He's nice. He's not weird and sending me lots of letters. So after they go to Whole Foods, there's a little bit of a subplot here of like if the team split people up between the two places to save time or not. Massimo's team does this. He goes to Whole Foods by himself.
Which
It
I think is I would watch a whole show of that. I think just Massimo by himself at a store.
Yeah, he's completely unhinged, running around and he's like, I'm normally the loud person.
He buys 100 blueberry tins.
Yeah, too many blueberry tins, Massimo. But the other team does not do that, and they kind of pay for it in that it eats into their prep time.
Mm-hmm.
So Massimo is able to get to the kitchen fast and start prepping, and this is like an hour before the other team does. So that's a little subplot to kind of paint the story of why they maybe don't do as well. And then we get to a bit of a serious moment here, and Tristan gets a call from his family and finds out that his stepfather had a stroke and is basically on life support. Later in the episode, we find out that he passes away. It's a very sad moment.
Yeah.
I can't imagine experiencing something like that on TV. And I mean, for him, it probably is. I mean, I'm sure he's had a lot of like career pinnacle moments, but it's like also, this is maybe the thing he's always wanted to do is be on Top Chef and win Top Chef. And he's doing so
very
well.
Good at it. I'm not making light of the situation, but if you're doing bad in the show,
I got to get out of
here. This is
here.
your out.
I'm going to go home. This is your out to go home without getting sent home.
Yeah.
But you're crushing it. Like, that's tough. And he says that his mom was like, he wanted you to be here, like, do it.
Yeah.
Which is a tough call. And then he goes back and he's like, I was like, what's wrong? He's like, shut the fuck up. Just let me cry and cook.
Yeah.
Like, what's the matter? Don't talk to me.
Let's finish the shit.
Yeah. Muscles through it.
Let's power through.
I mean, watching this episode is almost like, can we just call the finale now?
I hope so. It's going to feel weird if he doesn't win now.
Well, it's not that it would feel weird. He is, right now, I'm going to let you all know, he has double the points of anyone else.
He's winning everything. He has more cash than everybody. He's crushing it, constantly has immunity. Like, on shit doesn't I even like pickles. Crushes it.
We've been doing all the other live seasons with the fantasy tracker. No one else has had double the points of someone. Maybe they're up by like 5, but like, he literally is doubling people's scores.
Yeah, he's
so if he goes home, it's like, what?
Yeah,
he's clearly the one of, if not, needs to be in the finals for this season to have credibility.
Yeah, I was thinking like if he goes home, they will for sure bring him back on another season, for sure.
Yeah,
but like that's a tough fucking call. That's a real tough call.
I also think we are watching, if he wants it, the birth of a Food Network star.
He is a lot of fun. Yeah. He has got a good personality.
He's great. I think he's like, he has personality, but he's also very kind of straightforward in his explanation of things and his talking head, which I think
very confident in his explanation of his food.
Yeah, and Tom talks about it later, during Judge's Table, but he has a very wide range that he can do as well, which
really
I think
did real
upscale,
fancy little tiny pieces we put things down with the tweezers for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like did the tweezers, which he's not been doing. Usually just like good, just hearty stuff. He did tweezers and mushrooms and scallops and made it. They were like, you usually bring it. This was light and really good and surprised him. Subtle. It was subtle.
Mm-hmm. Subtle. So now we get to the actual restaurant war day. All of the freaks show up. They're ready to eat immediately. So I alluded to this before, but immediately Nona has problems with their portions. So they start kind of like hinting at that maybe things aren't going as well as possible with them.
Well, yeah, because they thought they were going to be able to do one course of each one, and people just share the plate like a tapas place. And people are like, no, I have 4.
Yeah, give me 4.
give me 4.
And Shawai's like, I don't know, just make it work, I guess. I'm working front of house.
I immediately was like, they're going to run out of food. There's no way that they plan for everyone to order their own servings of all this.
And we actually later see Shawai talking to a table saying, like, we don't have any more tres leches, but if you want more churros, we can do that.
And that was me at the table. I'm like, yes, we do.
He's like, both are bad. I'm sorry, both are bad.
What?
We're out of tres leches, but you're in luck. It sucked.
Yeah, your luck was not very good. We do, however, have churros. They do look like cat doo-doo.
They are bad shapes.
They look like some doo-doo. Okay, so I'll warn you about that. And I don't know what they taste like.
But we do have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, too thin.
They were, I don't know what he was going for that.
So Shawai has a little bit of a trouble here. So the judges show up, and right from the get-go, they are not greeted by front of house, which this whole scene, I was like, can you imagine if Padma was here? She was not greeted at the front, walked to her table, told about the restaurant experience. If she had to ask Shawai,
she would have stood up and gone and got Shawai and be like, we're here. Can you come talk to us?
Can you please come talk to us?
They had that other woman. They had the other judge who kind of filled in for Padma, like did the Padma role here, was the one who was like, he's not talking to us. He's talking to us too much. He leaned on the table, was really just
it was very Goldilocks of front of house of like someone was touching them too much is how they framed it. Massimo, too much touching, and then Shawai, not enough touching.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to touch me. You're not touching me enough.
Not enough. Just right.
Tristan is running a tight ship of his restaurant. One of the servers fucks up a ticket. He's like, Massimo, fix your people.
Get her.
You need to get in there and fix it. And then
someone goes, be nice.
Yeah, Lana's like, please be nice. As Massimo's like, young lady, come with me.
Just gives her the finger,
and you hear him yelling at her in a back room. Many years ago, when we were looking to adopt a dog, we went to a place and a dog was being brought out to meet us, and a woman in a wheelchair was coming in at the same time, and that dog barked aggressively at the woman in a wheelchair. And the woman that worked there took the dog to a back room, and we could hear her yelling at the dog.
Oh, fuck that.
Saying like, these people are going to adopt you. You need to be good. And we were like, oh no.
Poor buddy. Wheelchairs, it's a big thing of dog. I'm over his tail. He's scared of that.
Yeah, he was a little scared. Yeah, Massimo is being a big funny guy, a little cheesy maybe, but he's very charismatic. So I feel like people like Massimo. People like something like that in their front of house.
An accent. People love an accent when they're in front of house. It's like he's got the freaking what's his name thing. Not the top of scallop guy. Bringing that energy. Bringing the Italian energy.
Fabio.
People love a big
Everyone
Italian
loves
man.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big personality. They should bring him back to host return season. The dishes here, I'm not going to go through all of them, but we already went over the churros and the tres leches, which is kind of the downfall of Nona's. On the other side, Tristan kills it with some grilled mushrooms. Lana does like It's pronounced pot liquor, right?
Yes.
Okay. It was confusing me.
Not pot sticker.
Not pot sticker.
I was weirded. I guess the dish. I mean, it's supposed to be vegetable forward, but it is a big piece of fish in there. No one comments on the fish. It's all like the pot liquor liquid was really good and was really good. No one ever says that the fish was good. And I wonder if they cut that if it wasn't cooked well, but to like show that they did better, they just cut that part where they didn't like bash the fish.
Yeah, it was a cured and smoked trout with a consomme. But yeah, it seemed like they liked it a lot. And then they went real nuts for the Vinny's butternut squash and pork. Again, vegetable forward with
huge
a big
pork
slice
medallion,
of pork.
Vegetable forward.
Huge
pork
thing of
medallion.
Pork. But the desserts did really well. Massimo did this really cool. I feel like I've had corn ice cream before. Have you guys had corn ice cream?
I've had it. It was a thing maybe 2 summers ago.
Yeah, real tasty.
I was talking about it. They did a place.
They have
it was
at
awesome.
Milk Bar.
It was awesome.
There you go.
I loved
Milk
it.
Bar. That's where I had it. And he's got this huge blueberry crisp on it. This is where
the winking thing comes
yeah,
up.
the winking judge was like, she was like, I did a lot of energy to break it in the way Massimo would like. And then Tom's like, and then did you wink at it a lot?
Which we don't see, but clearly it must have happened.
Yeah.
And they like didn't show it in the footage that he was winking at them.
Yeah.
And they didn't show it, but they referenced it.
Yeah.
Two quick things to like say over the way that they do it in front of house. Shuai comes over, says I'm very tired.
Oh my God. Right out of the gates, they're like, how are you doing? He's like, I'm tired as hell. I'm so sleepy.
I'm so tired, dog.
I could go to sleep right now. I brought a pillow and put it in the bathroom on the floor. I might just lay down. Would you guys be okay if I lay down?
Shuai wasn't playing Restaurant Wars. He was playing like, we're pretending to do a restaurant. I don't need to take this very seriously. Like I'm being serious. Not like, I'm not. This isn't what I would do in a reality thing, but this is a fake TV show. And they were like, this is a restaurant.
Yeah.
You don't come up to me and tell me you're tired. You need to be happy all the time. Positive. So she wrecks him for that. Opposite side, Massimo comes to the table, kneels down, puts his elbow on the table like it's fucking FUD Rock, like it's TGI Fridays. He's like, what are you guys getting, the banger fries today? Huh? Who's having a good time? You guys gonna get the fucking Kung Pao shrimp? And I was like, they're gonna fucking read him for filth for that. I know that lady hated that shit.
Yeah. Zuccherini, she hated it. She doesn't like it when people kneel. She thinks that's disrespectful. She hated Massimo. Massimo also said that he's like, I like to bring people in. He's like, and give them a drink. He's like, it's like that wonderful scene in Goodfellas where they're coming in and the guy immediately gives them drinks. He's like, that's hospitality. I was like, I think it's because they're afraid of him because he works for the mob is what's actually going on.
It's out of fear.
Yeah. But that
he touches the table too much. She says she touches the table too much. They're doing too much. Won't let him talk. He walks by when they're trying to judge, and I think Gail's like pointing like he's here. Tom's like, I know he's here. I'm gonna keep talking.
I
don't care. I'm gonna keep talking.
Yeah, Massimo just kind of like appears out of nowhere and kind of staring at them as he's slowly taking away some plates as they're judging.
Why did they leave that chat back and forth in of like, yeah, but we can't talk while he's here?
Just to show he's there too much, to be like, he's even here, we're talking about the food. Like, he won't leave us alone.
Yeah.
No, Tom is like, I don't care. I'm going to keep talking. He doesn't give a shit. This is my fucking show. I'll tell him, hey, Massimo, your food fucking sucked, dog.
I'm surprised that he didn't say, you keep hovering around here, I'm going to put you in Last Chance Kitchen.
So we get to judge's table. It's very obvious where we're going here. The winning team on top is Flora and
plus Fauna.
Plus Fauna, autocorrective phone here, which is funny. So they were overall very happy with them, other than Massimo gets a comment from the Zuccherini woman that he was maybe too casual. And you can tell it breaks this man, that he is on the verge of tears. Because it's like that, you're almost saying like, your personality is too much.
Yeah, I didn't like.
It was too much for me. And
I didn't like you.
Yeah, and I don't know how. Like you could see him processing what that meant, and it kind of crushed him a little bit.
He ends up just saying like "thank you" in Italian is his response.
Yeah,
or something like that. Grazie. He's like "prego," like whatever. Yeah, prego.
In the end,
Tristan's the big winner. The big winner, though.
Tristan's the big winner. So his team wins $40K, split 4 ways, $10K for each person. That's
better
nice.
Not be Canadian, because that's like $28 US
right now.
Canadian.
Yeah, it's like $28. And, you know, Tristan, there is kind of a nice moment of Tristan's, you know, telling the judges, because I guess the judges didn't know what was going on until he tells them at the judges table.
I'm sure a producer told them, mate, like,
right. I feel like it's a big piece of information because it was, well, I mean, if it happened the way it happened in the show, where it wasn't even a question and there wasn't even a discussion whether or not he was going to leave or not, then maybe it never did trickle over to them. But it feels like something that they maybe should have been made aware of, because like maybe he would all of a sudden be like, I got to get out of here. I can't.
Yeah, like a producer would have told them overnight, because he found out the day before that he was like had the stroke, and I guess he died at some point between that and the next day.
Right.
Someone would have like told Kristen like, oh, this is something to be aware of. Like
he may have gotten another phone call. They just didn't put it on air.
That's
for sure. Yeah, for sure they let him talk to his mom. For sure he got to like talk to his mom afterwards. No, yeah, he tells everyone what happens.
It's
Kristen
a really
loses her mind and balls.
Yeah, she cries. She's very supportive. She's a great host. And a very empathetic
she tries to
person.
sabotage him after that.
She does.
She says, you know, you don't have to be here.
No, that's good. That was good to say.
Go home.
You don't have to be on. I think what's nice.
I think keep embarrassing my chefs.
I think it's really nice
good.
to say, like, please don't feel like we, you know, that this would like that you have to do. I mean, she can say that, but also like, that's what are you gonna do? They're not gonna. It's not like a British baking show. They let you take weeks off.
Yeah,
and they don't send you home. That's just crazy. People go home, they're like, I don't feel well. All right, see you next week. Like,
yeah, you just take it off. Oh, you still don't feel well? Yeah, come back for the finale. Doesn't matter.
I really suck at making bread, so I don't feel well today. All right, yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm not feeling it today. I don't really want to beg. You're like, okay, yeah, come back whenever you want.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Other people will get kicked out. You can stay.
We can't judge you if you're not here, so I guess you won't go home. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm back for the show. Oh, well, we did the finale last week, so I guess we'll see you next season.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just win, I guess. You weren't here. I guess you got to win, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you get the thing.
The thing.
But this moment is very nice. There's like some soft music and a nice transition, and kind of you see Tristan kind of walking away. It fades to black.
Yeah.
And then we get a Wells Fargo commercial immediately afterwards. Which couldn't be more perfectly timed.
Just the fact in general, they had to go back and just be like, all right, now someone's going home. Let's see how much you guys sucked.
All right, now here's the problem, people. So yeah, Nona, Paula's tres leches is too soggy. It's all the same criticism as before.
Too dry.
Yeah.
It was like not quite tres leches. It was like the combination of two things. It wasn't tres leches at all.
Yeah, dense, I feel like, is what they kept saying. And then Bailey, her dish had like whole almonds versus chopped up almonds.
Yeah, because again, the Roboku guy got fired.
Yeah, he got fired. And see, this is what we're seeing. Long-term damage in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not change anything, though. Let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep,
Yeah, just keep doing it until things break and it actually affects me. Bailey does step up for Paula and says that she killed as EC, and she supported everyone, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Paula's the one that eats it, even though Shuai was doing real poor at front of house.
Paula, please pack your knives and go.
Thank you, Chef.
Paula, Bailey got through Last Chance Kitchen. You can do it too.
Bring it on. Yes. Thank you, Chef.
I'm proud of what I have done. The journey has been amazing. We came as strangers, but I'm coming out with a whole community. So it's emotional.
I'll see you soon.
I'll see you guys
We'll
back.
kick some ass.
Take care. Love you.
Kristen got eliminated in Restaurant Wars. She came back and she won the whole thing. So maybe it's a good omen. You never know.
Last Chance Kitchen here. Katiana versus Paula. The challenge was they had 30 minutes to modernize a nostalgic type dish. What would your grandma cook? And also, there's got to be a sauce component because Tom hated the amount of sauces that Paula did, or at least the quantity of sauce annoyed him. So he wanted to teach her a lesson. And Katiana wins. Katiana is crushing it. She's 3 for 3 and Last Chance Chicken.
Would probably be maybe 2 more episodes of LCK.
I think you're right there. They used to drop them in for this one. They used to drop them in at like the very end, and I never really liked
before
that.
the finale.
But I think they've kind of shifted it a little bit. So I think you're right. Maybe 2 more, and then she's in. We did it.
We already did. We talked about the fantasy, or was that off air?
No, we can talk about right now. So the fantasy results right now, as of week 8, the lead right now is yours truly with 61.5 points.
Not by much.
Winning second place right now is Bryan with 60.5 points. And in third is Reaves with 42 points.
Not
quite
good.
Not
the
in
gap
the running.
too close.
Come on.
Hey, you know what?
It's
Kristen came
possible.
back from being LCK and won, so there's still you could do it.
A Katiana Tristan finale is tasty. I would like that.
I'd like to be at that table.
Mm-hmm.
I'd eat that, is what I'd say.
But if Tristan makes it to the finals, even if Katiana wins, it won't be enough to win this fantasy league. Not too many points.
Real quick, where are they now? Paula is the executive chef at Manchester and Lexington, Kentucky. That seems to be like a line type place that has a bunch of different restaurants. So she's in charge of a couple of different restaurants in there. And she has a working website. Good for her.
Congratulations. You said Kentucky. I was in Kentucky. I didn't get to talk about it. I went to Buc-ee's while I was in Kentucky.
Wait. Buc-ee's?
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 People are nuts about Buc-ee's. I got to go to one of them. But we don't got time to talk about that.
We don't have time to talk about it. And
maybe I'll bring it up next time.
Maybe we got a lot of stuff. We got banked. We got a lot of content.
We could do a whole thing on Buc-ee's. 1, what is it? 2, who cares? 3, what'd you get?
Dude, we didn't even talk about that.
I
This
totally
is a
forgot about
90-minute episode almost.
We didn't get the Buc-ee's. Or you said you had a thing.
I have a thing. Again, the bank. We got so much in the bank. So much
you guys just wait. We're going to bring some good stuff to you eventually down the road.
Yeah. Until then, we're going to pack our knives and go.
This is fun. Absolutely. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. And, y'all got a new fan. I love it. Love hearing you guys' commentary. So.
Okay, you might make the outro with that.
Yeah, clip it.